they do, and now I feel like taking off. Find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off. Find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient, and soon it can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous, it's the world honestly burning. That's all I'm learning. Hope that we can make a turn and start reversing all our minds and put the work in. We got some work, man. I started to do. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off. Find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off. Find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone. Just wanna break, no, I'm not gonna give in. Take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous, scared I would pop out fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of bluff, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'ma be something that they can never be me. Nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I started to go. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off. Find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking.
We back at it. Hope everybody having a great weekend. Had a great weekend. It's your boy PB K9s, giving it to my brothers and sisters the way I always do. Fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. Some gonna like it and some ain't. Some gonna like it and some ain't. You know, we got some breaking news, CNN satellites from outer space, like I always say, giving my brothers that news when it drop. You know, you don't want to make the news, don't make the news. Big shout out to all my brothers and sisters that's taking care of these animals out here, doing what they gotta do to make it happen. You know, now, first thing I want to talk about, you got a firearm, you know, just give you an example. You got a firearm at your house. You got extra clips. You got many boxes of bullets. You got a ski mask. You have dark color clothes. You even have magazines and different books, you know, saying how great Allah is. But that don't make you a terrorist. That don't give them the right to lock you up and say you're pledging to Al Qaeda or you're pledging to this group. It's the actions that follow all the things. You see, the things don't make you guilty all the time. You know, for the most part, things don't make you guilty. It's what you do with the things that makes you guilty. you know, in certain circumstances. You know, if you're talking about things that's in something illegal, that automatically makes you guilty by having association with it. But we talking about legal things. Anything that's legal, you can have as many of them things that you want, you know, or desire to have. It's what you do with the things that's gonna make a difference, you know. So in this next article, you know, it comes to a situation where, you know, like I said before, I'm the one that a lot of brothers, they say, oh, why you do the news? Why you do the news? Why you do this? I'm the one that told brothers from the start, you know, drugs and pit bulls make you a dog fighter. Whether you want to agree with it, whether you want to listen to it, but you're going to hear it. And you know, you don't got to understand it. You know, it just is what it is, but I gave it to you. A lot of folk not going to understand it. And like I said before, it's a lot of people that don't deserve to have pit bulls. In the same way as a lot of people who's, you know, never going to understand. Like I said, we're not in school no more where they separate certain people who can't act a certain way, or certain people who act a certain way from the folk who acting accordingly. You know, we in this big world where everybody is mingled up together. You know, different kind of folk, man, different kind of folk. So folk gonna take things different. Some folk never understand because, you know, your way of thinking, you got a slow mental. Some of y'all just don't use your brain at all. You know, but I gave it to you, man. Like I said, all I do is give the news, continue giving this news. My brothers and sisters, continue taking care of them dogs, doing what you got to do. Like I always say, everybody want to criticize, everybody want to critique, but we see nobody standing up for these brothers who get jammed up with the dogs, and you see certain things wrong, you know. Where all the critiquing at? You know, when brothers need, like when I was standing up and speaking what I felt was right about the Kentucky situation when the brother got jammed up in Kentucky. You know, it's been plenty incidences where I say, in my opinion, you know, I didn't see where, you know, that whatever y'all found at the particular situation where they went at, I didn't see where that made that brother into a dog fighter, you know. But instead of critiquing all the time, the easiest thing to be to listen. You know, it's just automatic. You sell drugs and you got American Pit Bull Terriers, you're going to get a dog fighting charge. You know, it's just plain out automatic. It just is what it is. If you want to do something about it, you know, you got to stand up and fight on it. You know, standing up and fighting on it is not getting jammed up 3 times in 19 months for dogs, going in there with a public defender, then going back with another lawyer, and like that's not standing up for what's right. Brothers got the wrong perception or the wrong idea of what's standing up against folk trying to do you wrong. You see, everybody in the United States clearly seen, you know, different situations when we put this stuff on the news and we see how these folk handle their dogs. So let me ask you, any brother, is you mad because I replayed the news, or is you embarrassed because I showed the situation you was keeping your dogs in? You know, like I said, man, PB K9s, give it to my brothers. We're going to get into this Jacksonville, Florida dogfighting situation, and we're going to speak a little bit about it when we're done. So check this out.
Continue following a developing story out of Jacksonville's east side involving an investigation into suspected dogfighting. Here's what was left behind after police and animal control officers raided a home Wednesday. We learned about the raid thanks to a tip we received this morning.
Multiple neighbors say they saw police throwing a flashbang into the house and ordered everyone to leave. Eastern Jackson reporter Eric Abonier has more on the investigation.
After receiving a tip about a late Wednesday morning raid at this home on Bennett Street involving the JSO SWAT unit and animal control officers, We showed up Friday morning and found multiple animal cages and crates in the backyard. We also found at least one burn barrel filled with unknown items that was also in the backyard.
Every neighbor I spoke with said that they didn't feel comfortable making comments on camera, let alone being seen talking to me in public out of fear of retaliation. Now, one neighbor did tell me off camera that he got tired of hearing the dogs barking at all hours of the night. And another neighbor told me that while he was out here during the raid, he overheard animal control officers mention that they found treadmills on the property.
He also said he saw officers remove more than a dozen dogs and puppies and that some of the dogs were pit bulls. I consulted with dogfighting investigation expert Dr. Jim Crosby about the treadmills, cages, burn barrel, the removal of multiple dogs, and the show of force by JSO.
There's something called the totality of circumstances, which means you add up all of the pieces of the puzzle, and when they come together, the only logical picture that you've made is that somebody is participating in illegal dog fighting.
We are not identifying the owner of the dogs because he is yet to be arrested and charged with a crime. Neighbors say he wasn't present during the raid. They also say they have not seen him come back to the house. This is the second time this month that JSO and Animal Control have raided a property suspected of being involved in dogfighting. 3 weeks ago, they raided this home and removed multiple dogs along with what has been described as dogfighting paraphernalia and an 8-foot alligator the owner was keeping. The owner is now facing a list of felony criminal charges, including promoting dogfighting.
The fact that we just had a case very recently and now we have this, the good news is law enforcement seems to be taking these cases more and more seriously.
Eric Avignon, Channel 4, the local station.
Crosby says the bad news is that despite people getting caught and blasted all over the news, the cases keep popping up. He says that leads him to believe punishment for dogfighting is not tough enough.
See, a lot of us got to understand the difference between trolling and just keeping it real with you. You know, I told brothers and sisters a long time ago, there's only one state in the United States where they let that shit fly at, and that's Washington State. Seattle, Washington, Tacoma, Washington, and all that. I don't know how they get down over there, but everywhere else in the United States, they ain't playing them games, you know, and just obvious, man. And because we open brothers' eyes up, because we teach these younger brothers and even the older brothers, we let them see that it's something else to do with these dogs. There's better things to do, you know. And that's another thing, man. You know, when it comes to these dog shows and stuff like that, especially the digital dog show that, you know, the brother holds over there multiple times a year. You know, several times a year you can compete in that show. When it comes to stuff like that, I can't speak on it because it's not my situation, but I can speak on this, you know, because I believe the brother have enough, I think we cool enough for me to say this, rather, you know. Now, if you got a problem with somebody and you got a beef with somebody, that's different. If you and them got a problem and you're not attending something, but if you don't got a problem with somebody and they holding a public affair when it come to the dogs, you know, nobody should ever tell me they was waiting on an invite. You know what I'm saying? Nobody should tell me that. If I hold something or hold some type of, any type of event, competition, you know, you don't get invited to competitions. You come to compete in competitions. If I gotta invite you, that means you don't have that competitive edge. You know what I'm saying? When you competitive, anytime you see a competition and you can be there or you can have your dog there, you want to compete. Yo, bro, what I gotta do to get into this? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to competing, you don't get invites. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days when we was in the box, you know, when it comes to competing, you didn't keep your dog and sit back and wait on somebody to say, oh, you want to do this? Nah. If I felt like he was on that level, then I'm seeking. I'm looking for smoke. I'm looking for competition. You know? So when the brother's holding a dog show, you know, that's, you know, for a brother to give that excuse, You know, that's why I said, no disrespect to nobody. But when we speak these things, we got to be ready to do these things. When we speak, let's get together and do positive stuff. Let's do this and do that. We got to really mean that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's little simple things like that that let me see that brothers don't be serious when they speak about, let's get together, let's do this the right way, let's do this way and that way. A lot of that stuff just be talking, man, because simple things like this, it's enough brothers in that dog community to take that dog show to another level in one show. But instead, brothers make excuses, and instead, brothers that compete, they reach plateaus that a lot of y'all brothers who doing all this other shit not reaching. Brothers getting their dogs' names known. Brothers enjoying their dogs. Brothers having fun, and still making money. Still getting bragging rights to say they outdid this person's dog or outshowed that dog. So in the meantime, I see like a lot of people that, like I always said before, you're going to wait till that man charging $20 and $50 to enter. Like I said, $10 is nothing to enter for that particular situation that they got going on. $20 is nothing to enter on that particular situation they got going on. You know what I'm saying? When you got brothers in there winning ribbons or whatever they got as the rewards, and you're going to have your dog going to be acknowledged on TV throughout the year, one way or another, he'll be on TV, and one way or another, people will know his or her name, more than they would have if you would have just left them on the chain or doing whatever you feel like you're doing. So, I mean, hey, everybody, like I said many times before, man, to each his own, but there's a lot of brothers that gonna come running next year. Oh, I ain't never heard of this. Yeah, you heard of that shit 2 years ago, man. You just had too much pride and too many things blinding you. You're chasing the wrong dreams, But all we can do is do us, man. Worry about our dogs at the end of the day, and don't be down in nobody's basement, what I call the green room down there. Don't be in nobody's green room on they live, showing they dogs. You know what I'm saying? Showing they dogs and talking trash, and nobody can see you. Like, mental health is real in America. I know across the world, but in America for sure. You know what I'm saying? And everybody go through their own situations. You know what I'm saying? Everybody go through their own situations. But the thing is, I'm going to say it like this, man. If you going to get on Facebook and use it mentally, YouTube and use it mentally wise, use it to help you. Don't use it to make your mental worse. You know what I'm saying? And I see a lot of brothers with mental problems that's only going to make it worse. You know what I'm saying? Use it for therapy. Get up there and talk about stuff. Talk with people. Meet people and all kind of stuff like that. Great people. Use it as therapy. The mental problems y'all brothers got, it's starting to show. You know what I'm saying? I can see where brothers say they're crack babies and stuff like that. I can see all that type of stuff. The way these brothers act, man. Because if you wasn't in these situations, you wouldn't be acting the way you acting. There's a reason for all actions. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason for any brother to wake up every single day mad at somebody else for nothing. And it ain't the reason they try to portray it. It's all part of a cover-up. And I'm not talking about no police cover-up or nothing like that. I'm just talking about what brothers go through in their head mentally. A lot of these folk, like I said before, a lot of folk across the world, a lot of people you wouldn't be entangled with these people back in your school days because it kept people separated, But now, everybody together. You got brothers who pushing 40 and they one side of their brain lobe is not developed yet. You know? And it's just crazy, man. And like I said, when you see it, you know, like I said, it's funny at times, but then at the same time, you know, some brothers really got real problems. You know, there's nothing in this dog game that'll make me hate somebody, you know, really. As far as what you say about my dogs or something like that, or I'm saying something about your dogs, or, you know, when I speak about the old school dog, man, or something like that, all that's opinionated stuff, man. You know, stuff to talk about, you know, entertainment if it's entertaining. You know, but all that other stuff that these brothers come up with, the hate and all that is because like I say, always say, lack of content, lack of thought, lack of being a man, you know what I'm saying, just too much femininity, too many brothers that don't deserve these dogs, too many great dogs is in the wrong hands, too many dog breeders that willing to take $1, you know, instead of actually making sure they're dealing with a sane person that needed to have this dog. The way some of these dog brothers talk on these YouTube channels, you know what I'm saying? Hey, the wrong dog cannot land in them people's hands. Some dogs take a little more, like I say sometimes, responsibility when you're dealing with them. Some dogs are a little more souped up and jacked up than other dogs. This dog may chill all day long, where you ain't really got to do nothing. When this other dog over here, you may always have to change the axle, or you may always have to change the clamps and stuff every so often because he's more active. Different dogs gonna take different things, and some of y'all brothers, it just shows, man. You know what I'm saying? But I hope y'all get it together. These guys done start playing a game now where they call an animal control on each other back and forth. I don't know what this dog game is coming to, man. I don't know what it's coming to, but all I know is it's a whole lot of hate, whole lot of jealousy that brothers just need to sit down, get your shit together, stop worrying about what the next man got going on or what the next man doing. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you do and make it happen. A lot of y'all can't make nothing happen without actually mentioning the next man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the news don't stop. The news keep going, whether you understand it or not. It just is what it is, man. It's going to always be what it's going to be, and ain't nothing you really can do about it. You know, until I decide I want to stop doing the news. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of brothers that hate on that news out there because you want to do the news. You know, if that's what you feel like, then you do it. But I told you before, a lot of brothers can't do the news because you too soft. You know, you're not thinking where you need to be thinking at. You know, I do the news because my way of thinking about these dogs is these brothers need to know this news. And like I said, the only thing I could come from, y'all don't want the news to be out, is you're trying to hide something. You know what I'm saying? I ain't calling nobody no names. Not one time have I done a news article, a news show outside of certain shows. It's certain shows I have said certain things, you know. But for the most part, 95% of the news that I do, I just give an opinion on it and keep it stepping. You know, we rarely even play a news article more than one time unless it's a big article from some big dog brothers, you know. Ask these brothers that watch the news, how many of these news articles do they actually remember by heart that I gave over the past few years? How many of them do they actually remember by heart other than the big kennels? Now, if y'all mad that, you know, I posted the mall can't bust, I'm gonna ask you again. What part of that are y'all mad about? The seizure, the raid happened in October. What part of y'all mad about when these folks say they got over 3,000 text messages they going through? They got hundreds and hundreds of emails they going through. Over 20-some websites they checking. What part of that that makes y'all mad? So we can be on the same page, you know? Now, when it all of a sudden pop up in March, You don't give me my props for give you that news in October. You try to critique it and criticize what I'm saying and keep covering it up. But like I said, when you make the news, you made the news. What part of the news makes you mad? You know? Now, what I need to start doing, you know, when you want to call me about an article, I need to go, as soon as you call me, I go call the reporter that did the article, and we do an interview. Why is they getting mad when you report the news, when I report it, and they don't get mad when you report it, Mr. Anchor? You know, but like I said, man, some folk gonna care and some just don't give two shits. You know, PBK9s gonna keep giving it to my brothers the way I always do. Fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. Y'all stay safe out there. Y'all stay legal out there. And I'm out.